Join us for a hair-raising hour of metal-crushing, neck-wrenching conflict as 100 cars battle it out for the Junkyard Championship in a spectacular tournament of destruction. It's Demolition Derby the way you've always wanted to see it. Look for mayhem behind the wheel with 100 of the most destructive drivers ever assembled in 4 spectacular events and 1 no-holds-barred smoking wreck finale. Experience the bone-smashing crunch as metal meets metal in non-stop car crashes. See the look-alike Batmobile challenge all comers, while a ruthless radio personality named JR conspires to win it all. And a nightmarish Freddy Fender pursues his rivals with supernatural endurance, surviving hit after hit. It's mud and guts to the last man and woman, but only the cars are the casualties. You'll find nearly anything goes in this spectacular tournament of destruction.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Tournament of Destruction. I'm Bruce Flanders, and in just a few moments we'll be seeing an enormous field going for $5,000 to win in a destruction derby. But first, where are we? Well, we're at the 51st annual Antelope Valley Fair. We're in LA County, but they don't know it. 60 miles away, 7,000-foot mountain range in between. The fair is going on, and I think we're going to have a good time. With me right now is Sue St. Marie. Sue, you've been looking at the fair already. How is it?
It's a great fair, Bruce. I got a chance to look around here yesterday. So will you later in the show.
There's a lot of things that are unique about the high desert. We'll be taking a look at some of them. But first, let's go down to the tech inspection area and meet our other colleague, Jolie Valdez.
Thanks, Bruce. There are many rules to the Demolition Derby. You can't just take a car off the street and into the race. First of all, there are many safety rules. All the glass has been removed, the gas tank and batteries have been secured, a fire extinguisher has been installed, and the doors are chained shut. 20 years ago, it wasn't like this. Anything goes. Let's take a look.
Thanks, Jolie. Just about anything still goes when you run a demolition derby. The grandstands are full here at the Antelope Valley Fair, and we're all going to see some world-class fender bending action. 4 25-car eliminations, then the first and second place winners get the chance to compete in a 5th championship derby. The rules are simple. No intentional hitting on the driver's door, and if all 4 wheels leave the arena for any reason, or if your car stops for more than 2 minutes at a time, you're out. Let's meet a couple of them up close. That's Mike Batman Walton in his number 20 Batmobile, a movie freak. Car 15 sitting next to him, this is Dave Neitz of nearby Quartz Hill. And next to him, driver of car number 23 is Jerry Keltner. That's a good look at Mitch Conant, who will be driving car number 3. And there's Wayne Patterson, whose job is to make number 7 the last running one at the end of this first 25-car battle. These are not racing professionals. In fact, some of them are here for their very first time and brought all their friends and neighbors to watch. Others come back year after year, though, and a few even say that they've competed in the same car, although I find that hard to believe considering the tremendous punishment that they take. Now, all of these cars have already passed the safety tech inspection, and the derby will begin with the starter's green flag and ends technically when only 1 car is left running. You'll find we get into some gray areas there. Engines are at the ready, standing by. They are not running at the moment. They're waiting for the signal. Demolition Derby, number 1 of the 4 you're going to see, is about ready to get underway. There's the signal to start engines, and they're coming to life. They're spread out over this arena. Again, now you get a little bit better look at it right there. There are puddles out there. There's been a water truck working just a few moments ago, and the field now to life. The full green flag is waving, and there's movement started everywhere. The objective, again, if you've never seen a destruction derby before, is to try and send the other guy out of the arena if possible, try and disable his car, and keep yours running until the end. Boy, they're everywhere. Let's wait until a few of them sort out. That started out life as a 1963 Chevy, the number 17 car on your right. Station wagon. In fact, there's a high percentage of station wagons, although not right there as we take a high view and look down. There are not any imported cars, surprisingly, and a mid-70s quite heavy piece from Detroit is what's preferred by most of these competitors. As you can see, there are already a couple of cars that are sitting still. And I'll remind you again, if you sit still for more than 2 minutes, the officials mark you off of the scoring card. The Batmobile kind of cruising around. A big Mopar taking a hit there from number 16, Mike Tussey, with a 64 Ford. Number 6, lining up a big one, Art Ledesma, a 63 Ford. Trying to get a bite. Hits the Batmobile. Ooh, now there's a radiator that's gone. 3 or 4 minutes from now, that engine won't be able to run at all. And here's a tag team. They're going to try and push him clear out of the arena. Almost worked. Number 18 appears to be having radiator problems. Lee Jan Wolford, the 73 Ford, in a cloud of steam, and I think his day may be done. Meanwhile, from nearby Palmdale, Mitch Conant lines up to take one more shot at him. We asked Mitch Conant what his strategy was.
Well, I don't want to go and try to take everyone out all at once. I'm just going to let some other people do my job for me and go get the other guys, finish it up, knock them out, and walk away with the dough, I hope.
Knock him out and walk away with the dough. Be easy on the car, right? Well, that's his 65 Pontiac that just took a hit right there. Let's focus on him for a moment if we can. He dishes out one, sideswipes another, and he's building up some speed as he goes across there on the left and takes a hit on some poor unsuspecting car that was parked. Mitch Conant dishes one out, but now it looks as though he's hung up and can't get back in the action. That's John Essie from Rosemont cruising through with a great rear view. Hasn't he got what? I mean, you can't see anything out that back window. 24 is Bill Halstead. That's a 70 Plymouth, and it took kind of a sneaky shot from that station wagon that can hardly move. And boy, talk about a shortened up car, number 5, Frank Yaw Jr. with a 73 Ford that gets even a little bit shorter. The impact is kind of hard to believe. I hope you're hearing it as well. Oh, that one, 24, dishing one out again, Bill Halstead. And the number 3, Mitch Conant, just took a direct hit to the front end. And I mean, a plow job as he was parked there trying to get it to move. Until then, his engine had been running. Ooh, there's one with a radiator that's coming apart. That's Halstead once again. We saw him take a lick to the front end, and it's steaming inside of his helmet to the point where I don't know if he can see very well. There are probably about 7 cars left running at the moment, and we're focusing on those that can barely crawl. But that's all you've got to do is be able to barely crawl. The number 17 and the number 14 both trying to apply a hit to the parked car 13. 13 is Mark Allgood. We haven't talked a lot about him. We might, onboard fire. It appears that it went back out, though, and the number 12 is rolling again. John Kuhn out of Tehachapi. And it looks like his target is Mark Allgood's Oldsmobile. I talked to Mark about his chances before the event.
There's a lot of people out there, and they're one for one. They just go for it and just no mercy.
The opening blows can be, you can be out of this thing in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. And real quick, you can be out of it. First time someone hits you in the hood, you're gone.
What's the plan this year? What are you going to, you must be going in there with some thoughts about it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I want to go in there, keep my front end protected, and just do the best job I can to get that rear end to pop up so it doesn't drag the bottom and slow me down.
Mark Allgood's number 13 car is parked, not just slowed down. In fact, it's been parked now for, I feel, more than 2 minutes and is probably done. Now, you'd think, well, why does he want to stay in there? Well, it's because the rule book says you will stay in there with your car unless it is on fire. And they find that pedestrian traffic in this circumstance doesn't do very well. Around the arena where the combat is taking place is about a 24-inch wide, about a 24-inch deep ditch that's been cut in and filled with water. And if you just hang your front wheels over it, you get hooked, you're out of the arena, you're also out of the competition. Oh my, we have rearranged the aerodynamics there of the number 15 car, Dave Neese out of Quartz Hill. That's number 2, Chuck Millam, and that's a 77 Chevy that looks pretty intact, as opposed to this aerodynamic structure that still belongs to Frank Yaw Jr. Hook him up. There's a few engines still running. There's a few engines still running. There's a few rear wheels still able to drive hard against the ground. But over a third of the competitors are now out and have parked for more than the 2 minutes. The number 9, Gene Mobley. a 73 Dodge, trying to unhook himself from the number 3 Mitch Conant. Mitch has been parked a long time. I think his day is completely over. Still looking pretty fair there is number 12 John Kuhn, 73 Chrysler, and 16 able to negotiate around Mike Tussey, a 64 Ford. Frankie Haw just delivered a devastating front-end blow with that very short car. Oop, there is an onboard fire. That's number 12 John Kuhn. He had a hint of a fire a while ago, but it looks like things are getting a little bit warmer under the hood at the moment. In fact, it's heating up. I'd like to remind you that they have removed the gas tanks and put a small gas tank supply inside the driver's compartment. And that fire is starting to get a little larger, and the official very alertly said, why don't you park it over here, we'll put the fire out, but cover your backside if you're carrying a fire bottle down onto that infield. Number 12, John Kuhn from Tehachapi, probably now unable to restart it as he's got a carburetor full of fire extinguisher. On all 4 sides of this arena, the Antelope Valley Fire Department has properly placed officials with fire bottles, and they react pretty well. Although, a little trepidation. I wouldn't want to walk out there for a while either. Some of these gentlemen have not yet given up their chance to make it. We're narrowed down, though, to maybe 3 or 4 cars left running. The number 12 car has started running again, even though he had the onboard fire. And the crowd here is just loving the fact that John Kuhn from Tehachapi is back in the competition. Another short fire on the backside. That was Keltner, whom we met earlier. Number 6 is running, Art Ledesma. He's got a chance. Who else is running? Number 17, Dave Burgess in that 63 Chevy wagon. The front end relatively intact, but take a good close look at the back end. It's like he's plowing his flower beds right now. Those two circling around, kind of hunting each other just a bit. And they look like they're maybe the only 2 running. No, number 11 is moving, but he's been sitting an awful long time. John Murphy in 01 is moving. I think he's also been parked for a while, Gary Nelson. And the officials tell me that both 01 and 11 are technically out of the competition. We're down to 2 cars. Right there, the number 6, Ledesma, and the number 17, Burgess. In fact, Burgess has just put a hit over on the number 3 car there, Mitch Conant. And Conant thinks it's a reason to come back to life. Conant's been parked there too long, but boy, he's sure wrenching on it, trying to torque his way out of the way he's pinched in. That's Burgess further up behind him. And Burgess isn't moving at the moment. He was one of our last runners. And there is a fire in that 65 Pontiac. Mitch Conant, who's been trying desperately to get out of the way he's been hemmed in, is now using his own fire bottle. In fact, the fire bottle we showed you earlier at the top of the show, putting the fire out. So Burgess is parked, Conant is parked. There are 2 cars that have been parked too long that are still moving. I think this is just about down to the end, and 06 Ledesma is technically the last of the legal runners. Yeah, those other 2, yep, checkered flag right there, and that's the way the officials see it. They're going to declare Ledesma the winner, and that will move him on up into our main event at the end of the night. And also the 2nd place is being given to number 17, David Burgess, the 63 Chevrolet station wagon. The 1st and 2nd place cars will now be impounded by the officials and set off to the side of the arena where no work can take place on them. In a little while, there will be a prescribed work time frame where they can fix them again. But these cars will return to the arena in approximately the condition they're leaving it now to take part in our finale. Choli has now caught up with the winner, Art Ledesma.
How does it feel to be a winner?
It feels good to be a winner. It feels fine. Been here for 3 years. It's a great fair. Everything's great.
Any secret strategy to winning?
There isn't. It's just a lot of luck. Any money you put in the cars, it doesn't matter. It's just all luck. Today I got lucky because I couldn't find the gears. I was having more troubles finding the gears than I was running around.
Well, he finds himself now $800 richer after winning the first of our 4 elimination heats, and the Queen and her court join him for the trophy presentation. Ledesma and the 2nd place car are now impounded, awaiting their shot in the main.
The crashing and bashing action will continue again in just a moment. But Sault Ste. Marie took a look at something else on the high desert that is literally out of this world.
Thanks, Bruce. Back in 1938, when the fair began, this area of the high desert was mostly agricultural. But then the aerospace industry changed all that. Just 5 miles from the fairgrounds is Air Force Plant 42, where Rockwell Industries builds America's space shuttles. Let's go take a look. This is where all the space shuttles have been assembled since the start of the program in the early 70s. Putting together a sophisticated vehicle like the space shuttle is a high-tech process. Every nut, bolt, and major part must be perfectly formed and placed. Careful inspections ensure not only that everything fits correctly, but that the mechanics of the numerous systems all function with optimum efficiency. Here you see the wing of the shuttle as it is prepared for attachment to the midsection of the fuselage. To protect against the rigors of re-entry to the Earth's atmosphere, thermal tiles must be installed on the underside.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We go for main engine start. We have main engine start and ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of STS-7 and America's first woman astronaut. And the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Roger your roll, Challenger.
Leaving the Earth's atmosphere for the immense silence of space is a marvel the human race has dreamt of through the centuries. Now it's available for all to see. Here you can see the coastline of Baja California. The view from space is breathtaking. The shuttle lands at Edwards Air Force Base, just 25 miles from its birthplace. I'm certain every employee of Rockwell Industries feels immensely proud of their contribution to America's space program. A little later in the show, we'll take a look at America's most expensive aircraft. But now, back to Bruce with some exciting action at the Demolition Derby.
Well, thanks, Sue. I'm looking forward to that. The world's most expensive aircraft. I wonder which one that is. I've got a big crowd of people here, and we are ready with our second of the Demolition Derbies. That's car 34. That's Jackie Houghton, a woman from Lancaster. She's sponsored by a hair studio, and that is a 1975 Dodge. There's Jerome Udiger, also from Lancaster. In fact, a total of 25 of them ready for Demolition Derby number 2. Oh, the excitement level here is unbelievable. Let's see. Are we set to fire them up? That's Tom Cactus Walsh out of Quartz Hill. He's driving a 73 Buick that has a rather unique paint job. We may see that one a couple more times. Notice the chain dangling off that had the hood held down. Here comes the fire your engines sign. Fire the engines. And now we're green. All the way around, it's time to start dishing them up and taking the hits. 47 fires off the first one we take a look at. That's Ernie Quiroga. That was a 73 Buick. A couple of them having trouble getting moving. Ooh, 48, you do hit hard. Number 29 with the balloons, that's Bob Miracle. That was a 78 Buick. You know, it's interesting to note that the entries for this event sell out. They're subscribed to months in advance of the event. They need only 100 cars, and people see one little ad in the newspaper in the classified section, and all of a sudden 100 cars are all spoken for. That's our young lady, Jackie Houghton, in the number 34 car. And our balloon car has rearranged the rear deck. It's starting to look more like a Ranchero than a four-door sedan. And right now that rear deck is pointed at number 36, Paul Riddle. There's 49, Dick Sanders from Little Rock. The 1978 Buick winds one up. Balloons are flying. The rear wheel's trying to get traction. But I don't think that was a devastating blow to either car. Over half the field, still with momentum, moving around. The number 40 there, looking like he was part of a sandwich for a minute. Kevin Green now tries to spot some competition and dish one out. Instead, takes one from the right side. 36, Paul Riddle, with a lot of momentum, delivers a hard blow. And takes one from his right side. In the middle of all of that action was number 37, Mike Redmayne, who has been rearranged some. Uh-oh, we're going to try and run one clear out of the arena. If you can get them flowing the right direction, you can take them out of here. Riddle has an impact right there with a 69 Cadillac they call the Mutant Ninja Turtle. Oh, this has got to be some of the best Destruction Derby action right at this moment. There's enough of them running and still getting a hold of the ground, and they got the crowd on their feet. Riddle lines up another one out the gun sights in the back of that station wagon. That didn't hurt anybody. Number 49. He's starting to make his presence felt. Dick Sanders. It started out as a 73 Chevy, bright yellow one in color. He's been really placing blows well and has taken out a couple of radiators. Number 50 there, still moving quite strongly. Don Almer, that's a 77 Chrysler. 39, coming in from your right-hand side, Lonnie Quiroga out of Palmdale. A 72 Plymouth with a flat right rear. 27, Gary Burgess lays in a pretty good blow in the wagon. And here comes Quiroga with a payback. Quiroga trying to pull it away. He's an 8-year veteran of this Destruction Derby, an engineer for Rockwell International in the regular season, shall we call it that? We asked where he learned the tricks of Destruction Derby.
It's all 8 years that I've done. There's a few little things I do to help. I put a throttle cable on that I can control from the inside instead of the foot pedal, and just to make sure I put a new starter on and stuff like that to make sure it runs top. You know.
What about Monday morning when you return back to work at Rockwell? I mean, is it a bruised Lonnie that goes back to work?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. Hopefully not this year. Hopefully it'll be the winter.
Well, Lonnie and about 10 other drivers are still eligible to be a winner here in Destruction Derby Elimination number 2. 37 tangling hard right there. Is Mike Redmayne delivering the blow? That's Lonnie, whom you just met. And boy, they're stacking him up now, trying to put the yellow car on out of the place. That's Dick Sanders. And I'd be shooting pretty hard at Dick Sanders also, because he was a winner here last year, and he was like second place the year before that. Sanders can drive a Destruction Derby, and they want to get him out of the picture. Space Miller, 63 Chrysler, winds one up and tests his headrest. Mike Redmayne in the white car. 46, both of them still running. In fact, no leak, well, left front tire flat or a couple of things, but there's a steamer. Number 36, Paul Riddle, motor starting to go away. 27 lining up another one in the gun sights, but locks up all four wheels and misses. The Mutant Ninja Turtle takes a glancing blow to the right front corner, while 37 is now starting to use his front end as a weapon. Oh, that one was a stout report, and 49 delivers another hammer in there. Dick Sanders. Oh, no, that's not going to hurt either of you two guys. Little parts starting to just drop off of the number 37, Mike Redmayne's car, and I think it has had a rough afternoon. What is he looking back to see? You can't see through that tailgate. 50 with a glancing blow. A miss, in fact, by Don Elmer. Ooh, there's a couple of solid reports. And the number 40 car may be about done, Kevin Green. Oh, you're not convinced? Well, then hit him again if you want to make sure. I think that did make sure. Number 49, Dick Sanders, the 73 Chevy that it started up. No, he didn't stop. Kevin Green's got his 69 Oldsmobile running again, although not steering very well. 38, still quite alive. Ed Penner, Cadillac it started out as. Uh-oh, they might have backed themselves into a sandwich there. Several of the drivers now have been parked for the 2 minutes, and we're getting down to just the final few that are moving. And those are, there's number 49 Sanders. He's moving quite well. 28 is still eligible, Space Miller. 36, I think, has moved within time, Paul Riddle. 46, the cop car is still moving, Cliff King. And there's Riddle. 37 is also still eligible, Mike Redmayne. There's Redmayne. Now watch, see if he turns around and looks back. Nah, come on. Oh, I think he's run out of power. No, all of a sudden it does back up. The crowd is sensing a good move, and here it comes. 37, Mike Redmayne delivers a devastating blow to the number 36, Paul Riddle. Artful use of the ditch, and I don't think that Riddle's going to get out of that. 37, Redmayne, though, still goes out hunting for people. There are two more left running. The number 50, Don Elmer. 49, Dick Sanders. Sanders is chasing Elmer hard, and now there's a fire on board Redmayne, which usually means, if it doesn't get any worse, that he's not going to be able to restart the car, because that's where the small amount of gasoline is burning right at the carburetor. 49, Sanders, just running around now, putting devastating blows on the last few that are left. That other car moving in the background, 38. I got to check and see if he's eligible. Yeah, Ed Penner. According to the officials, Ed Penner's Cadillac, number 38, is still legal. So is number 50, Don Elmer. But number 37 has just a few moments left, and if he can't move again, Mike Redmayne is now out. 3 cars left. The number 41 car is trying to break himself loose in the very center. Firemen once again, boy, nothing but compliments to the hard-working fire guys around here. There are 2 of them that are left. 49 Sanders chasing hard on the number 50 Don Elmer, and that might have done it for Elmer. He might have locked him into traffic right there. Sanders is going to lay one more. Oh, the crowd just love this guy. Now he's looking around to see who's left. No, once more. Wedges him into a spot that he can't get out of. Checks to see who else is left. And delivers yet another blow. And something else happened right in there behind it. The Mutant Ninja Turtle was in that traffic wedge, and now the number 41 car has broken free of it. Number 41 is Kevin Chandler at the wheel of the Mutant Ninja Turtle. 38 is still moving and eligible to win this, Ed Penner. And there comes almost all three of the remaining cars together. The Ninja Turtle. There's number 38, Penner, in what was a Cadillac at the start of this. Number 49, the yellow one, Sanders, with his 73 Chevrolet. There's your three principal players, according to the officials. Any other cars that I think are moving now have just about run out of their 2-minute time frame. And now each of these guys are circling, trying to figure out how to deliver a blow that won't hurt them anymore, but knock the other guy out. 49, Sanders, the Chevy. He's quick at getting a little shot, but then misses. But you can't see much out the back of these cars anymore. The Mutant Ninja Turtle delivers a heavyweight blow. It's a 69 Caddy. The Chevy and the Cadillac trying to get square. Ooh! The Turtle delivers one to Penner. 49 circling around Sanders. Here comes this shot right into the front end of the Turtle. He sets it up again. Comes in with momentum this time. And the Turtle with sparks and a little bit of flame underneath it. Sanders waves like, well, that's one more done. Checks with the officials. He says, who's left? And technically, there is still some time left. Both the Ninja Turtle and, let's see, there's one other car, Penner. Number 38, Penner, have still got 2 minutes if they can get their, cars back in a movement. Somebody's moving. Penner is hooked in there and moving. Oh, wait a minute. As the number 49 car goes by him right there, Dick Sanders hooked him and actually helped him break free. And Penner, the officials have said that Penner is still a legal potential winner. And the number 38, the one that started out as a Cadillac, is going after now the number 49, Dick Sanders, the one that started out as a Chevrolet. But nothing else is now moving in this arena. Uh-oh, here comes and a fire. Once again, a small fire, but on fire nonetheless. 38, Penner, has gotten it running once again. It's unusual that it did fire back up after I expect a gasoline fire. Number 49 says, okay, you're the last guy. Here comes my best shot. Dick Sanders out of Little Rock. Gets over where he can get the most momentum going, sets it up, and his target moves. So he goes after him and puts one into him. Drives him into the number 40, Kevin Green. But I think the number 49 car, Sanders, has killed his engine. And the number 38 car, Penner, is still running, although on fire. I don't know if you can win this on fire and running at the same time. But we're down now to where those are the last two cars even wiggling. And number 49 pulls away and decides, one more time. One more time. From the heart comes this move. He's on fire. I was just thinking about Green in the other car going, no, don't hit him anymore. Now, once again, the crowd reacting to the display that has been going on. They feel, I think, that number 49, Sanders, has got to end up with this win. He checks with the officials and says, anybody else you want me to hit now? Little Rock, California's Dick Sanders declared the winner of the second of our eliminations here on the Tournament of Destruction, and it appears as though second place will go to the Cadillac of Ed Penner. Those two cars will now be impounded and stand by to take part in our finale. Down in Victory Circle, Choli has our winner.
Wow, Dick, how exciting. God, the crowd loved you. What makes you so aggressive?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I was out there to have a good time this year. Last year I got first place with that car, and this year was just for fun. I didn't even care. It was just for fun.
Okay, and what was your strategy out there?
Hit them as hard as I could till they quit.
They're clearing the arena now, getting ready for our third round of competition. The excitement will continue in just a moment, but first off, our Sault Ste. Marie found a completely different way to bump into somebody.
That's right, Bruce. Here you don't need to buy a car, you just need to buy a ticket. This is just one of the many fun things I found here at the fair. Well, come on, let's take a look around.
Well, Sue is among the some 385,000 people that will enjoy the fair here at the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds. And round number 3, the starter has given them the signal. Let's fire up. Round 3 and 25 cars start coming to life. Check this out. This is number 61, Donnie Beeson. And that lawn chair on the top with the free ride, there have been no takers tonight. I don't think the safety officials would let it happen anyway. That's Wiley Richards from Palmdale, a 75 Oldsmobile sponsored by the local Sir Speedy printer. And the wind-up sign is given now, and it's changing. Here it comes. Full green flag and competition in elimination round number 3 is underway. Car 54, where are you? Randy Peters tries to lay one in with the Mercury. Misses and gets hit by number 52, Larry Warren. It's time to protect that radiator and lay those blows in, because remember, they're dividing up some pretty good cash out of these 4 elimination rounds. $800 to win, $500 to be declared second place, and $300 for third. Plus, you get to move up into the grand finale if you finish first and second. The number 53, the station wagon that was in your picture for just a minute. Rona Connors, a mother of 3. We'll talk more about her in a little while. But look at this action over in the corner as 65 tries to send him on out, Mike Lesmeister. And car 54, oh, Randy Peters, you are amazing to watch, lad. Throw it back into reverse. Oh, and there's Rona. Rona Connors, the mother of 3 out of Palmdale in the pink station wagon. Still, very few cars are ineligible. In fact, let's look back at Rona Connors. This is her first time. She's a rookie at this game, but not doing too badly right there. I asked her before the event, how do you practice for something like this?
It was funny because my husband was on the hood of the car and he was making me go backwards, and he'd say, when I say bang, it means go back into drive and go forward. So every time we went into bang, I'd stop and I'd go forward, and then I'd go back again. He'd say bang. So and I said, what happens now? You know, you're not back there telling me, bang. So what do I do?
He never fell off the hood?
No, he didn't fall off.
How is he as a coach?
He's all right. You know, but everybody gets nervous, especially when their husband or their father or somebody's telling them.
$800 up to win this thing. Does that influence you at all?
Yeah.
You're going for the money?
Yeah. I want the money.
Rona may be hunting the money, but she just took a hit to the left front corner of her pink station wagon. A veteran of 9 years in this form of competition is the driver of number 55, right there, Richard Lander. And we know he's having a good time. I can guarantee it. I asked him earlier, what's it like to drive one of these cars?
It's better than sex, I tell you. It's only once a year, but it's a lot of fun. A whole bunch of fun. You got to be in the car to know what it's like.
Well, being in the car right now, I have a feeling would be a rocky experience. Early stages now of elimination event number 3, and number 61 coming in with the chair on the roof. That's the easy way to identify him, Donnie Beeson's 69 Buick. They spent a lot of time painting those tires. You can see the traction has not improved a lot either. The water truck's been out between rounds and put down a little bit more water, although it isn't as flooded as it was for the first of the elimination rounds. Car 67 back there working his way through the distance. That's J.R. Engel in a 72 Plymouth. We'll talk more about him later. He's a local disc jockey, and he's actually broadcasting from inside the car. Not many of them have dropped out of the competition yet. You know, you've got to stay parked for that full 2 minutes, and oh, wait a minute, there's one going up in smoke. Oh, it's number 53, Rona, whom we just visited with. Well, maybe she'll get it to restart. We've seen some miracles already. Uh-oh, watch this one, gonna push him right out of the park. And going out is number 68, Gordon Hansen. And I was hoping to tell you more about that car because it was the only front-wheel drive car. In fact, it's his front wheels that are out into the ditch. Maybe we'll get a chance to check at him later. Ooh. There he is. Yeah, see the front-wheel drive Cadillac trying to dig his way back out of the ditch. Number 70 coming in with a little authority there, Greg Durfan. 73 still running even though the right rear is definitely flat. Audie Murphy, a 74 Chevy. And he tries to put the number 57 car on out over the wall. Robert Thomason at the wheel of that. Ooh. You know, when they get wedged in, I mean, I'm not an expert at this either, but I find that if you can wedge a car in and wedge your opponent into a position where he can't move anymore, he's as done as ever, even if his transmission is still working. 52, there is not much left working on that car. Larry Warren, a 74 Mercury when it started the evening. Ooh, and he takes another hit, but keeps right on going. 57, the one that's turned sideways right in the center of your screen. Robert Thomason, 71 Plymouth, gets back out of there with some authority. Wiley Richards, though, takes a hit on him with that number 56 Oldsmobile. And earlier we talked about J.R. Engel and his broadcast. Let's listen in.
Head-to-head. Oh, almost got sandwiched there. Another fire on the field, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah?
Oh!
You can play that game.
Two can play that game.
I got to put this guy in gear and start her up again. Uh-oh. Turn my switch on. How's that?
Turn your car.
Boy, that sounds like a busy broadcast to be involved in. There is a fire in a car out there. I can't see the number of the car, but the firemen right on the scene with the bottle. They should put it under control here in just a moment. Boy, that's flaming up pretty well. That's the number 52, a 74 Mercury, Larry Warren. I'm amazed that that car is even running at all. It has taken some serious damage. There's no damage showing there. Number 67, the disc jockey, JR. In fact, he's kind of been lurking over in the background, kind of just barely hitting people, just lightly tapping them. That's number 59, Carol Gulick, one of the other ladies that is driving in competition. Big windup and a hit. And JR got out of there without any damage once again. He was in the right gear. 75 Pat Cappy was the one who tried to make the hit. Another small flame job in the back there. But again, one of the fire officials right on the scene. There's the disc jockey, JR. A little bit of damage to him, but not a lot. And we're down to where there aren't a lot of cars left running, and there are many of them that are just totally wasted. And JR looks like he's in pretty good shape. Trying to put the finishing touches to 75, Pat Cappy. On the driver's door, or didn't it look like it? That's supposed to be a gauche maneuver. 2, maybe 3 left running, that's all. Again, a small flame there, but these fire officials have really been Johnny on the spot. 59, Carol Gulick, one of the few left in competition, trying to put a hit on JR. And there's that Cadillac that's got his front wheels out into the ditch. One of our few left running, number 73, Audie Murphy. That's a 74 Chevy. And here's JR. Ooh, front ends both. Audie Murphy and JR. And that might have left Audie Murphy done for the evening. I count 3 moving. We got to get with the officials and make sure which 3 are legal. 56, I think, is legally in this competition. That's Wiley Richards out of Palmdale. And I was going to say, might be only 2 left moving after that hit, but number 58 continues on. Bob McCullough, a 68 Plymouth. Sure it was a 68 Plymouth. You can tell, can't you? JR, one of the few left. Planting one more right there. You know, the crowd not loving this guy. They've been watching him through this whole competition, and they're not in love with the performance of the local disc jockey. Number 58, Bob McCullough, gets one more hit, and that might have been, even though it was a light tap, that might have been just enough to put McCullough away. Here comes one more. Not very artfully put into position. Let's see where JR's headed now. A fire has broken out once again in a car that has been abandoned. Effectively, the driver was taken out of it a while ago when it caught on fire the first time. And now they're trying to keep it from being a real crispy critter. Wiley Richards in the white car putting a driving hit from his 75 Oldsmobile onto JR. And the crowd reacts favorably to that as once again there's a small fire. This one, event number 3, has had the most fires. Here comes JR against Wiley Richards in what may be the telling blow. That might have been the payoff blow to end this, because JR looks like the only car running. Yes, they have given him the checkered flag. And check this out. The crowd is not in love with it. Once again, first and second place car will be impounded. Number 56, Wiley Richards, and number 67, J.R. Engel's car will both get the opportunity to come back in the finale. Now, the interesting part is that JR's car is in pretty good shape. I think he's got 1 flat tire, but for a survivor of this event, he's doing well. Second place, Wiley Richards, though, will have to do some maintenance. Choli caught up with JR.
Congratulations, you're so pumped up. What got you going?
Well, I had a real good car, and I had a whole bunch of people out here listening to the radio, listening to me out there, so I couldn't lose. Otherwise, I'd be kind of sitting there and nothing to say. So the radio helped a lot. We broadcast live today, and I think it was a first for this fair anyway.
Did the Derby go as expected for you?
Yeah, I planned on winning. I won last year, so this is my second time in a Demolition Derby, and I won again. And I love to win. I hate to lose.
it's now time to remove the carnage. Some of these cars are out of the mid-70s and they're not very aerodynamic anymore. We're going to take a look at something that is one of the worst kept secrets in the United States. But aerodynamic? Let's go look at Sault Ste. Marie inspecting stealth.
Thanks, Bruce. Back in 1953, this was considered a very sophisticated aircraft. Well, earlier we saw inside Plant 42 where the space shuttle was being built. But that's not all that's happening there. Let's go take another look. Until recently, America's #1 top secret defense project was the Advanced Technology Bomber known as the B-2. Air Force Plant 42 is where they put it all together. This is by far the most expensive aircraft ever built. By the time it's underway, the taxpayers will have forked out an estimated total of $43.8 billion. What makes this program so incredibly expensive? Well, for starters, before anything could be constructed, all sorts of new technologies had to be put into place. You see, the B-2 design was so futuristic that it demanded computerized software and equipment that hadn't been invented yet. The last government project that inspired such an extraordinary effort was the Apollo moonshot. Northrop assembled the best minds in the aerospace industry and asked them to work miracles. That's just what they did. From a three-dimensional computer database that can pre-test and simulate flight before the aircraft is built, to a precision-tooled assembly line. What does all that mean to us? The B-2 will revolutionize both our aerospace industry and our entire industrial base. The successful first flight of the B-2 was witnessed by people around the world and those employees at Northrop who made it happen. At $500 million apiece, I wonder how many monthly payments that would be. I'm Sault Ste. Marie. Let's go back to Bruce Flanders at the Demolition Derby.
Well, I don't know how many monthly payments it'd be, Sue, but here's the guy who comes after you if you skip many of them. Yeah, it's Freddy Fender. Carnery 85, a 72 Chevy. And it's that ghoulish-looking slasher up on top of the car. And he invites other people to hit him because it feels so good. That's number 91, Scott Seymour, behind the wheel. Seymour acknowledging his introduction to the crowd. Again, 25 cars are just about ready to go. That's 100 Pat O'Donnell, one of the last of them to be moving into place. Number 96, this car did double duty in a figure-8 race last night. We might get a chance to show you more of that in a little bit. And here it is, Demolition Derby, round number 4, starting the engines. Well, not one of them. They were given the signal to just start engines, and number 93, Mike Martin, decided that was the green flag. And now the officials have said, well, we might as well, and they're waving the green flag, but 93, Martin jumped the gun heavily. Oh, they're into it now. And you might notice something else that I'm just seeing. They forgot to water, or they didn't water, in between these last two. And it has dried out a lot now. There's more traction, and they're hitting hard. Big payoff hits. 96, that's the car, Lonnie Ladyman, the one that did double duty and was also a figure-8 racer. 93, that's Mike Martin who jumped the gun. There's 85, Fender. But we haven't eliminated very many of them yet. It's early. Fender getting together with Ladyman. 94, Dave Reeder going through there, and Ladyman laying on another hit. 89, Wayne Brazil in the blue car, punching his own right front corner in. 100, O'Donnell in the tire store car, getting a hit from the number 94, Dave Reeder. Chasing now is Robert Watts, 76. Number 90, Jim Burns, a sitting duck, and 97, Randy Holacross delivers a blow. That's Tom Thomas trying to get it into gear. The action, fast and furious, and now, as hard as they've been hitting, we've eliminated over a third of the 25 cars. Oh, my. If you're out of it and you're sitting there, it must feel so helpless to have them just come barreling into you. 81, grabbing a gear, Steve Casas getting away. 92 right there, backing up. Jerry English drills one home. From above, we can see that there's at least half of the cars now appear to be stopped. But remember, they got to stay stopped for a full 2 minutes before they're technically out of the scoring. 94, a stout hit for Dave Reeder. 92, Jerry English circling around. His car has already absorbed quite a bit of punishment. And the 75 Bulls gets ready to dish out a little bit more as he goes hunting for somebody. There's Freddie Fender. And, he gets a rather stout blow from number 96, Lonnie Ladyman. Shakes his fists at him, and here he comes. Here, Lonnie, here's the payback instantly. Number 77, backing up, trying to lay one in also. John Stegman out of Quartz Hills, the 74 Chevy. Now 83 has got momentum going with him. He's going to try and send him out. Look at this, Old Faithful, the Geyser. Brian Palmer, a 75 Ford wagon who does have radiator problems? I'd say so. 98, stuck in, hooked in traffic is Dave Kipp, a 76 Chrysler with stacks. And did they push 77 out of the arena or not? They're still trying, but he's fighting his way back. 77, Stegman gets back into the arena and stays eligible. Wow, I'm amazed there. Another big hit. 91, Scott Seymour, a 70 Chrysler. I think this guy wants out. He says, can I get out of here? I have had it. Hooked to him right now is the number 96, Lonnie Ladyman. Before the event, I asked Ladyman if he had any friends in the grandstands.
Yeah, we bought about $300 worth of tickets, and so I got quite a bit of crowd out here tonight myself.
What are you going to do? Give me your strategy now. The flag turns green, and what happens?
I'm taking no prisoners.
I found that a refreshing attitude to have, Lonnie Ladyman. Meanwhile, driving in down below is 91 Scott Seymour, the 70 Chrysler, hooking to 92 Jerry English, and right there they're going by Lonnie Ladyman, who looks like he's being held prisoner right now as he's hooked up with apparently no horsepower. 81 Steve Casas, still an eligible contender, but we'd be smoking heavily there. I thought I saw maybe 5 of them running, but these two have got to get separated. 91 Seymour and 92 English are both trying to go opposite directions, and some of the other competitors trying to deal a blow there. 90 Burns in one of the station wagons and 100 O'Donnell in the other wagon are 2 of the other competitors yet running at the moment. Here comes 77 around. John Stegman. 83 was getting a little help through there in traffic. Roger Riddell. And off into the ditch is 100 Pat O'Donnell. He's not getting out of there. Oh! What a hit! The crowd loved that hit. 91, Seymour belts one home. 77 and 81, big miss right there. Oh, and Freddie Fender got a hit. Now he's talking to him. Fender, look at how much shorter the hood is on that car. Put it into reverse. Do the damage. 78 taking a lick is James Dantis. 85 there, circling in front of you. Freddie Fender with the 72 Chevy just skins by one. 83, that was a hit to the driver's door. That's the one that they don't like to do. Roger Riddell taking the hit. Fender, is he going to get it to run once again? The nightmare of Division Street, shaking his fist out. He's been working the crowd, working even the other drivers that are parked, and somehow that car continues to run. Into the weeds you go. Be done with you now. 77 went off into the weeds. John Stegman. Oh, and that's a rather stout fire. He's got his helmet off, and he's decided we're getting out of this deal. Meanwhile, the fire extinguisher on the scene. That's been one busy fireman that we've seen working several times. Freddie Fender. Powered by me, it says on the side. And I'm betting the power steering working quite... Look at that steering wheel spinning around in there. Can't be connected anymore to tie rods. Well, who's left running? I see 91 moving. Seymour. He puts a telling blow, possibly on 85. The 85 car has absorbed so much damage. Look at that steering wheel just spinning around. Coming in and hitting him was 87. And look out, coming from the other angle now is Seymour once again. Oh! That had to do it. That's got to be the end for Freddie Fender. So still possibly running our 91 Seymour. Moving away from the incident is 87 Tom Thomas. So far, though, Seymour has... There he goes. Pulling away now. So the 91 car is running. Whether or not Freddie Fender can run, I'm doubting it. I just can't believe it. Well, it moved. It moved, so hang on. His 2 minutes is still running. Seymour's running. Someone that has stopped is the number 87 car. Tom Thomas, the blue car up in the right of your picture, who just left that last incident. And Freddie rolls. The crowd goes crazy, and once again,
Seymour puts in another hit because the 87 car, Thomas, is parked, and they figure he's out of the action. Seymour, once again, on Freddy Fender. And the crowd here at the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds is just pumped about this. It's got to be it, right? I mean, this has got to be all that Freddy's car can take, Freddy up on the roof can take, anybody can take. And number 91 comes back one more time. All right, 91, Seymour, the 70 Chrysler. Wait, who's that? That's 94, and he just fired up. Dave Reeder in the number 94 car. The officials have told me that Reeder has been sitting now for much longer than his 2 minutes, and technically he is disqualified. But who's going to run out there and tell him? And did you hear that crowd? Yeah, Fender is rolling once again. He can't steer it, he can't point it anywhere, but technically he's still moving. Number 94, the ineligible car, Dave Reeder. He's got his gun sight set, and he lays one in on Fender. Did you see the right front wheel on that car? Almost gone, folded in underneath. It appears as though the judges have declared this one an over and declared a winner. And that winner is number 91, Scott Seymour, which the crowd enjoys. But the part that they are now enjoying even more is that number 85, Freddy Fender, has been decided as the second place driver. Look at this, Fender working the crowd. He's enjoying it. I don't think he's going to have an awful lot to contribute, though, when we come back to the finale. Seymour ends up $800 richer after round number 4, and Freddy Fender $500 richer. Let's join Choli now with Seymour, the winner.
You and number 85 had a real duel out there.
Yeah, God, I couldn't see anything. All I could see was I had to go around in circles to find out who was still going. Everybody out there was pointing, couldn't tell who was going. And then there was 94 was, I guess, disqualified beforehand, so kept chasing him around. Yes, we just finally got dead batteries and quit.
Seymour looking a little anxious there. Let's set it up for you. The first and second place cars that were impounded after each of the derbies have now been released to their anxious pit crews, and they'll have to reassemble them into running order and get them lined up in just 10 minutes. That's a short amount of time considering the extensive damage. Will they all make it? I wonder. The green flag waits for no one. Earlier, we promised you some figure-8 racing, and now's the perfect time to take a look at what happened last night on this fairgrounds while they work on their cars. We're back for the final championship derby, the finale where 6 of them have made it, 2 did not make it back, and we're green flag already. Huh, hit him right away. JR gets drilled right there by Ledesma in the number 6 car. Here comes number 49, Dick Sanders, in to put a telling blow. Now, there is a rule change in this finale that's different than we've been watching up until now. Ooh,
big punch in there by the station wagon, and Sanders again lays another. The rule change is that if you're going to sit idle, you can only sit idle for 1 minute in this finale. Up until now, it's been 2 minutes where you can unhook yourself or whatever, but you have to make progress in 1 minute or you can be eliminated here, and it's $500 winner take all. Every one of these guys has already got money in their pockets from an earlier competition. 49, Sanders once again putting in a shot on JR, the disc jockey. In fact, the disc jockey's car, oh, I was going to accuse it of looking bad. The roof has collapsed on Sanders' car, and here comes JR with another hit against Ledesma in the number 6. Sanders is still moving. So also is the number 17 car. In fact, let's set up who all is in there. 49 Sanders, number 6 Ledesma, J.R. Engel in 67, Ed Penner was in car 38. That off into the ditch is J.R. and the crowd loves it. There's Penner, the number 38 car, still rolling. Ledesma, the white car in the middle, trying to keep the disc jockey out of the arena. Meanwhile, Dave Burgess in the 63 Chevy that's starting to smoke heavily is still moving. And the disc jockey climbed out of the Grand Canyon. How did he do that? He's still got to get himself out from being pinned in the corner, though, and Ledesma's going to keep him there. And Penner rolls just a little bit. So I've seen at least 4 of them move in the last little while. The crowd's going crazy. I think we're down to about 3 cars left. Number 6, Ledesma, puts in a rather stout hit on Penner in the number 38 car. And so far, there's Ledesma. Here comes JR in the black car. And JR trying to get it around where he can hit him with the heavy side of that Plymouth. Meanwhile, the Chevy station wagon starting to be a real smudge pot out there in the corner. Ledesma circling and JR circling, and they appear to be the only 2 cars left. Nope, Penner just moved once again. $500, but only 1 guy gets to even see it. Ledesma's white car circling, ever circling. And JR trying to get a shot at him. Here comes Penner now trying to figure out where they are. He's got to look around his trunk lid. Number 17, Dave Burgess, the 63 Chevy with no tire on that rim that's spinning on the right rear. The officials have just informed me that he is ineligible. He was parked for more than 1 full minute, and all of his movement now is for nothing. The only one really moving is number 6, Ledesma. And we're checking with the officials right now. They are signifying that this is over. They have declared Ledesma, Art Ledesma, the winner here of the Tournament of Destruction, the champion among the champions. And now $1,300 richer with the 5 he just took when that checkered flag flew. Well, it's been exciting. We've got 1 Victory Circle interview left. Go ahead, take it, Choli.
You went after JR in the finals, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And you won, right?
Yes, I did.
And how do you feel?
I feel good. I got a sore neck after that last hit, but I feel good.
Do you plan to come back next year?
We come back every year. Next year we'll probably have 8 cars in there. We love the fair. We support it, and that's our event.
Well, it's all over but the partying from the 51st Annual Antelope Valley Fairgrounds, and you can hear the parties started behind me. On behalf of Choli Valdez and Sault Ste. Marie, I'm Bruce Flanders, and we hope you enjoyed the Tournament of Destruction.